Governor-elect Mike Pence wants to cut your taxes, but schools and other state services, which have had their funding slashed over the last several years, want that money back. Can Indiana do both? Our TV6 reporter Norman Cox says that question will be front and center next week. He joins us live from the State House. Norm?
Well, Pence answered questions from reporters today for probably the last time before his Monday inauguration. And he said he'll introduce his proposed budget next week. That will start the legislative debate over the merits of tax cuts versus spending increases. Mike Pence wouldn't say what will be in his first budget, but he has promised to cut the state income tax 10%. That will have to compete with increased funding for education. In the last several years, K-12 schools have lost $300 million in funding, and the state's universities took a big hit as well. They want that money back now that the state is running a big surplus. Can both of those demands coexist in the same budget? Pence wouldn't address that matter directly today.
We've been working tirelessly over the last 2 months to build an administration, but also to build a budget that we believe will advance the goals on which we ran. And so stay tuned.
Key state lawmakers have been skeptical about Pence's tax cut proposal at a time when the national economy is still shaky. They aren't ready to predict yet if Indiana can afford a tax cut.
You know, I think we're going to have to make choices, and all these things are going to be in the mix, and I couldn't possibly predict at this point who are the winners and who are the losers.
Budget makers say Pence's plan is on their list, but they won't say where.
Governor-elect Pence will present his case, present his numbers, and we'll take it under advisement and go forward. It is in the priority list. I don't know where it falls right now.
Even though Pence will introduce the budget next week, the answers to these questions probably won't be resolved until late April, when the legislature is ready to adjourn and lawmakers have a better handle on how state tax revenues are coming in. Live at the State House, I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.